Welcome to our Good to Go safety video, which shows you how to work safely around services. We want you to go home in one piece after work every day. To have a safe workplace means we all have a vital part to play. We've put together a step-by-step checklist of how to make sure we can work safely around services without causing any damage, harm to you or your mates, and that the public is safe around our work sites. When we look out for each other and follow these quick, easy steps, we end up with a job that's well done and everyone goes home safe and sound. Before we start on site, we all have to know what hazards and risks are present. The project manager will ensure that you have an opportunity to provide input into a risk assessment, and once completed, will brief the whole team before work starts. Let's identify how we can best manage risks, work smarter, and plan effectively. Everybody's ideas are important. Speak up and have your say before work starts. Let's identify how we can avoid risks before they happen and work to a smart, effective plan. We need to identify all the known services in the work area, and that means we must have the latest versions of the service drawings to enable us to understand where everything is located within the site. It's vital that all underground services have been identified and are clearly marked on site. The GPR or service locator has been used, that the boundaries of excavation are clearly marked and understood. Remember that the depth measurements are only a guide until proven, and that all overhead service lines have been identified. The authorization to break ground will be given after all hazards are identified and their controls are in place at all times. Let's run through the permit to dig. That controls are in place within 4 metres of overhead power lines. That a spotter is confirmed and in position. Utility plans are on site and being used, not in the office out of sight. That the foreman has a good understanding of the utility plan for the site. That all crew have done a thorough walkover and understand the site. That all underground services have been identified and are clearly marked on site. The GPR or service locator has been used. That nearby businesses or property owners have been notified of any disruption. Identify if an AC water main is within the site. If so, protection is in place or removal, if required, is complete. Protected trees and tree roots have been identified and an arborist is on hand if required. WorkSafe New Zealand notification and or permits, for example excavations that are 1.5 metres and deeper, are in place. That every pothole required is clearly marked on site. That no mechanical plant will be used within half a metre of an identified service. That the area boundaries of excavation are clearly marked and understood. And finally, confirmation that all hazards are identified, assessed, controlled and understood by everyone on site. We want to prevent any accidental damage, therefore locating all the marked services before excavating is vital. If the service cannot be located during potholing or trench slotting at the depth shown on the service provider plans, only proceed if your overall excavation will be well short of this depth. A team walkover is vital so that we all know what services are in the work area, where they are, and what protection measures will be needed for both services and the crew. This must happen before we start excavation. We all need to know what, where and how we will do our jobs. The pre-start talk is our chance to understand all the hazards and requirements of the site and discuss our plan for making good decisions that are safe and efficient. This is when we can talk about our work plan and clear up any confusion before we start. As the site changes from day to day, we can identify how things like goalposts, flags and poles are needed, what machinery is in operation and best practice for its use, and that all the appropriate safety measures, including spotters, are in place and ready to go. None of us want a service strike. It is a serious issue for our client, our company and our crew. Drug and alcohol testing is required after hitting any service, which could lead to disciplinary action, and this includes direct and subcontract crews. The investigation will review compliance with these processes and the steps outlined in this information video. Let's all work together to make our workplace safe, efficient and a positive working environment for us all. It's easy. We just need to remember the good to go checklist. If you'd like any further information about anything in this video, please talk to your foreman or manager.